So we're working on a main Eco Elite in this video, and we're going to be looking at changing over the flow turbine. So if you look in the description below, as per usual, I'll put reasons why you might need to change over the flow turbine, but let's get into it. So to take the front case off, usually you'd have a white front case. You'd undo these two screws, then slide up the case up, and then that should come off, and then this front panel will drop down. As you can see, mine's a little bit broken, so just ignore what I do. But your flow turbine is right there behind the pump with the little Hall effect sensor on it. So to take the Hall effect sensor off is pretty easy. You can just, I'm trying to show you, just twist it round and just pull it up. Two hands. There you go. That is the Hall effect sensor off. So a quick way to test if the Hall effect sensor is faulty, what you can do is just get a little magnet, and if you pop the magnet in where that little black square is, that's where the flow turbine would usually be. You should get the little red light. How the flow turbine works is you call for the hot water flows through, it pushes up a magnet comes up, activates that, and it makes the light go red, and then tells the boiler to come on. So quick little ways, if you just run the hot tap and take this off, put a magnet there, boiler should fire up, and that will prove your Hall effect sensor was okay. So if it was flickering before, then it would be your flow turbine. So how we're going to take it out is, so there's a few ways that I used to take it out before, and it always used to be a little bit of a headache. So first thing I do is spray some WD-40 on the flow turbine. Let me try to get you a better angle right there, because they can be in very tight. So initially I started off by using grips, so let's just show you quickly. So with grips is a little bit tricky. You're not really going to have much access, so you could try come at the back here and put grips on and crack it that way, but you don't really have that much space, plus the grips tend to slip off and ruin the head of it. Then I tried using this little magic thing when I was hoping that it'd only push to certain pins and create quite a good connection, but this didn't really work either. And then I came across this little tool here which is specific for the flow turbine, and I can say this has made my life a lot easier. So if you want to get this, you can just go on eBay, Amazon, just type in backseat flow turbine remover tool or something along those lines, and it'll come up, and it makes your life so much easier. I'll show you now. So what I'm going to do is just pop this on. So first I'd probably just spray some WD-40 on there anyway, and then you just pop that on there, and then I'm just going to get my 13mm socket, similar to the one that I done in the previous video on the diverter. You just put a 13mm socket on it, and then you literally just pop it on, and then to unloosen it, we're going to be pulling towards us. So these are always on quite tight. There we go. So that's why with grips and things like that it's quite tricky, because one, you don't have much space, and two, it tends to slip off. So as you can see, if you've done a flow turbine before, then you know how much easier this makes your life. So it's coming out now. And that is your flow turbine out without having to take off the pump or the gas valve. And then you just get your new one, slot it back in. Pretty simple. One thing I did forget to mention is you're going to have to obviously isolate the cold mains going into the boiler. So to do that, you'll have a isolation valve on the cold inlet, so just twist it like that, and then that should isolate the cold water. So this is only on the hot water circuit, so that's all you'll have to do, and just go around, open some hot taps to get some water out of the boiler. Okay, then we're just going to tighten that back up. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then that is that. Pop that back off. So sometimes these can be just like super glued in. I've had it before where I did have to take the whole right hand block out. I'll do another video on that separately, but yeah, it is a little bit long if that's what you have to do, but sometimes jobs are a little bit of a headache. But that's just back in. We're going to pop our Hall effect sensor back on now. Okay, and then you can unisolate your, first shut off all the hot taps that you open, unisolate your cold feed going into the boiler, and give it a test. Your boiler should be up and running, all good now. But that is the most simple way to change the flow turbine on a Main Eco Elite.